Hi everybody, it's me, Jordan here, and today I'm going to talk about why I don't vote. Now, in countries that are republics, and a lot of countries are republics, where the citizens are the masters and the mistresses of their government, and they hold power over their elected officials, at least the elected ones, like presidents or senators or representatives or governors or senators or representatives or chief executives and councilors or mayors and councilors, or in some countries it might be the prime minister and parliament and so on and so. But regardless of the structure or how it's set up, I don't really like voting. It's not that I have nothing against it. I mean, it's probably maybe the only fair form of government that you can give people where people feel they have control over their government. But I personally just stay out of it. Because Jordan said the truth is, I always have this fear. Now I know that it's in all of us, that nobody really knows who voted for who, unless you want to tell a person that. You don't have to. It's your own personal business. But I mostly I get an idea, Jordan said, if I voted for somebody and I was backing up, would say, the party that did not win, like mostly in the United States, the Republican and the Democratic parties usually have enough money to fund their candidates for the campaigning for the said office. Now, Jordan says some people might say that I get blamed for it. For example, be like this: well, I vote for Donkey Kong. And Donkey Kong will be I vote for Donkey Kong as the new mayor of Tin Hills Township. Then Jordan says, Donkey Kong's a human, or at least in this case, he's an animal. He says or does something that people disagree with, You do have the right to criticize your federal, state, county, and local government. And then someone comes and says, Jordan, it's your fault that you voted Donkey Kong into office. It's your fault you gave him the responsibility to make that choice to raise local income tax. Oh, you're wonderful, Jordan. Thanks a lot, asshole. I get afraid that if somebody does something stupid or illegal or criminal, or they do something that someone doesn't really care for, and they find out you were the one that voted them to the office to give them that responsibility of doing it on your behalf, they'll get mad at you. That would be like, I'm sure there are some people in the United States, between the 50 states and multiple overseas territories, that point fingers and say, well, you're the idiot that elected Barack Obama for his second term. You're the one that gave him the power to make decisions on our behalf. You're the one that gave Congress and the president the power, and the Supreme Court the power to get that law passed. And now we got a federal insurance program that I may not like, or I may like or may not like. It's your fault. Yeah, there probably are people out there who probably in Pennsylvania probably point fingers and say, oh, great, you elected Tom Wolf. I don't like Tom Wolf, someone might say. Oh, great, Tom Wolf is trying to get counties to lower lower property tax. Oh, but we all know the local governments and the school districts are going to raise local income tax and school payments. So you know how that goes. Like, there's always going to be I'm afraid that someone's going to do that to me. That someone's going to come along and say, hey, you voted for so-and-so, look what they did. If you wouldn't have gone to the poll and casted your vote, then this person would not have been in position to make that decision that I strongly disagree with. But, and the truth is, most people don't go, in reality, I'm sure people don't blame other people for that. They just go and blame the person who was elected and criticize him or her for their actions. They don't blame the voter. Only if you think of it, the voter takes probably a little bit of responsibility. but maybe the main responsibility is on the elector. The electee would be the person elected. The elector is the one who does the electing, or the voter and a votee. So in other words, the votee probably takes more responsibility because he or she can make the decision that you elected them to make in your behalf, or you elected them to run government in your behalf. But I'm afraid that somebody might blame me for giving that person the power to make that decision. So that's what I'm afraid of. So that's why I don't vote. So if something goes wrong, people can't point fingers. At least they can't point fingers at me and say, "Well, you're one that voted for Barack Obama. Look what he did. You voted for Tom Wolf, and look what he did. You voted for Gene Carl, whatever. Look what he did. You voted for Anthony Luca Jr. Look what he did," or something like that. You know. I'm Jordan Long, and I hope you enjoyed this video.